Whether you have a diagnosis or not, I don't care. Jump inside this podcast and I'm going to teach you how to read your own blood work so you can find the answers to your health concerns. Yes, those normal labs that your doctor keeps saying, oh, they look great, we'll see you again in 6 months. They really have answers in them if you know how to read it correctly. So come join me along this journey, leave a review, and share with your friends. Let's dive in. What health coaching certification program do I recommend? I get this question asked all the time. Well, I've finally vetted them out, and the one program that outshines all others is Functional Diagnostic Nutrition, or FDN. There are 3 reasons why. 1, it's very clinically based and teaches labs. I myself turned down a master's degree in functional medicine because it didn't teach labs. 2, you have lifetime access and it always gets updated. This is important because things change and you need to be in the know. 3, when you complete the training on your timeline, they have an incredible post-grad community. So they don't just kick you out on the streets and say, good luck. If you've been thinking about receiving your health coaching certification or are a practitioner looking to branch out and scale a virtual practice, now is the time. Make 2023 your year. Do this for you, your family, and those you're about to help. Go to fdntraining.com/Dr. Kylie. Check the show notes for a $250 off code available for a limited time. I am happy to announce that I have partnered with Functional Diagnostic Nutrition because I love their program so much. They are now the podcast sponsor. All right, let's get into the podcast episode. Here we go. Welcome to the Beyond the Diagnosis podcast with me, Dr. Kylie. I have my very special guest on, which we've been collaborating a lot lately, and we're honestly just getting started. So Mike Rhees is here to join us. We're going to take a deep dive into supplements. And this is going to be targeted more towards practitioners. So if you're a practitioner, listen in. You might need to take a few notes. If you're a patient, listen in too, because it's always very helpful information. We will have one for patients coming up about supplements as well. So this one it's June 6th today. Well, not when we're recording it, but it is when you're hearing this. And you'll hear the patient one on June 15th. So it's coming up soon. Mike, welcome on again.
Great to be here, Kylie. Thank you.
Yeah. Give us a brief in case people haven't listened to our previous podcast episodes a few weeks ago. Give us a little brief intro on your background.
Oh, thank you. I love dietary supplements, nutraceuticals, natural products, whatever you want to call them, because of the impact that they have on the body. And I've been blessed with a lot of experience to work closely with practitioners, chiropractors, even MDs, functional medicine doctors, other health coaches, and just people with diversity of backgrounds that are trying to build a business with dietary supplements and help other people get better from their chronic issues that they have. And so it's fun to brainstorm and troubleshoot with practitioners and find out what the best supplement solutions there are to really help them in their business and help them with their patient scenarios, their client scenarios that they have, some of which are very unique and where people have struggled with some tough stuff. I mean, as you've lived that, you've been able to live that firsthand as a practitioner, being able to witness the kinds of things that people deal with at a day-to-day basis. And so what I've liked especially about comprehensive, like natural products, is how much they can help people with the messed up gut and with the chronic sleeping issues and the chronic migraines, whatever it is.
That they don't know what's called. Like, I don't know what this is. I just feel like crap. And people are telling me that I'm depressed and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, no, you're not crazy. You just don't fit underneath an umbrella. And when you don't fit underneath an umbrella, we have a hard time treating you. And when I say treating, I mean giving you a pill that's supposed to manage your symptoms. So supplements are your world. I know that firsthand. Dive
dive into the supplement world. Whatever comes to your mind, share away.
Yeah, well, thank you for that. Supplements are exciting. And when a supplements company or just supplements in general seem to be overwhelming to you, if you are a practitioner and you've set up a new account with a company, there are ways to take away the overwhelm. Obviously, there's training within those companies, and some companies make it more feasible than others. But there is, in general, a way to make supplements, the understanding of supplements, I think, easier. While some companies like a standard process or a Thorne Research or systemic formulas they've been around long enough that they have like a vast product line. Whereas there's a Cellcore, like Cellcore Biosciences based out of Idaho, they don't have a ton of products yet, and they have their niches, and so it makes it a little bit easier for people to understand. And they've done a super good job with just laying out their step-by-step protocol kits and their online dashboard for everybody to make it easier to understand. But what I've been able to witness with practitioners that learned from Dr. Kylie and her blood work mastering trainings, and what I've learned from a variety of practitioners is that sometimes it goes beyond kits, and it goes beyond just the set protocol. There is personalization, there is customization, and that's where things can get really fun, as long as you can still keep it simple and not have it be so, overwhelming as it could seem that way. So if I'm making any sense, there are protocol guides. Dr. Kylie is very good at protocol guides and tables and rows and columns and making a month-to-month setup really that much easier for practitioners. And so I think that that's super important, is to be able to protocol, and also, but there's also that need for customization, because nutritional supplements are exciting. It goes above and beyond just that conventional way of subscribing. Hey, take this product for 1 month and then you're done. There's just so much more to supplements. There's so many diverse ways that they can be used to help your patients with chronic issues.
So I have to think of protocols as a baseline, but then you're going to take the baseline and you're going to manipulate it and add and tweak things per individual. But there are those few standard things that work really well in a lot of situations. And so you're going to use that as your protocol, but like I said, tweak things as we go. So Mike, dive into, let's just say like your top 5 supplements. What are your favorite 5?
There's categories that I think have meant the most for different reasons. And one category is microbiome. And that encompasses not just probiotics, but that encompasses the overall well-being of your gut, your intestinal mucosal barrier, which in most cases for people that's been eroded. And so you want to repair that. So I'll touch on that a little bit more. Microbiome is one of them. The brain is tremendous. And I think supplements are underutilized widely to help with the brain. There's so much there to help with just the neurocognitive aspect and way people can sleep better, for children, adolescents, youth, young single adults, university students, middle-aged people, raising young families. The brain health is huge, neurotransmitter health, and elderly across the board. So that should not be overlooked.
Okay,
I would say like
microbiome, and then your top 2 for brain.
So top two for microbiome and top 2 for brain. Is that what you asked? Yeah. Top two for microbiome would be like top two products or um uh so there's soil-based probiotics. I think probiotics are very important for patients who haven't really gone through a gut purge yet. So they have small intestine bacterial overgrowth, or they've got candida or mold toxicity. They have some underlying like pathogenic overgrowth issue. Well, you don't want to throw a bunch of probiotics at them. So that's not what's encouraged. But eventually probiotics do have their place. And when they do, I think the most important thing is to find variety, not only to get them on just one probiotic that they take every so often. I think it's important to take advantage of so many different bacteria combinations out there. And one in particular is made by My Biome, by Dr. Shane Morris. He's been able to diversify a bunch of different categories. He has an immune one, he has a brain one, he has skin, endocrine, and others that are all targeting those bodies' system. And that's one of the reasons I like probiotics is they're not just for repairing the gut, but they're there to help with the brain and the skin and endocrine and all the other parts of the body. Microbiome Labs is really good at doing that as well. They're a brand that really has, that's their main focus of their entire company actually, is gut health. While they don't necessarily have a lot of emphasis in like mitochondria and antioxidants and all of those, they're focused on probiotics and diversifying that, having that help the gut and the brain and the skin and everything else, the immune system. But keep that in mind with My Biome, Microbiome Labs. I think those are two of the front runners for just having game-changing gut health for your patients or clients.
I gave you a loaded question and you answered it very well. What you just like told us was like, there's not just a one beautiful, one perfect supplement for everybody. And it's not that one perfect supplement for everybody all the time. Like you just talk about taking probiotics and prebiotics and enzymes and all the things for your gut and your microbiome and getting a variety of them. So although there are the few key components like the terabiome and the immunobiome and the neurobiome that we both like from My Biome and Shane, but we rotate them.
Yeah.
And everybody should be doing that with their probiotics and prebiotics. So one of the most common questions I get is, well, what prebiotic or probiotic do you recommend? I don't recommend just one. I want you to take multiple of them. And if you've been taking a supplement for a long time, one probiotic for 6 months, it's time to rotate. Time to get some new bacteria inside your gut because you need a variety of them. So the loaded question, you answered it well. And then the neuro stuff. Go into the neuro stuff a little bit.
Well, and one thing I wanted to piggyback on what you were just saying there. When the microbiome can get really fun, when you're presented with a lot of different scenarios with your patients or clients. One of them, let's say they have a dermatitis issue, or they have like psoriasis, eczema, or rosacea, some underlying like skin issue. Well, in that particular case, like Dr. Kylie was talking about rotating probiotics. Well, you could actually go with a skin probiotic option. And My Biome by Dr. Shane Morris has Skin Biome. It's a probiotic that helps overcome that inflammation of the skin. Or you may have a brain-specific issue with an adolescent or an elderly or something along those lines. There's a brain probiotic formula and a prebiotic. You can go to the neurobiome or by Microbiome Labs, the Zen Biome Cope. Zen Biome is also effective. It's not as diverse as the neurobiome by My Biome, but they're both different options. And so I think where you're presented with these different scenarios. Is it skin? Is it brain? Is it PCOS? Is it hormonal? Well, if it's hormonal, then there's one for the hormones that you can go towards. That's what's really cool about my biome. I think that's being underutilized because it's so new. It's this new concept. You can get product that's called BioCrin, and not only will it help women with estrogen, elevated estrogen or low estrogen or low progesterone, whether they're pre-menopausal or post-menopausal, the product can help. And even men with like prostate inflammation or that have like bacterial infections in their prostate, the BioCrin probiotic blend could actually help the microbiome of the prostate. Like it's you wouldn't think, oh, the prostate has a microbiome? I didn't think of that before. I just thought we needed to bring down inflammation. But there's actually specific bugs or these microbiota bacteria that help bring down inflammation of the prostate. So it goes beyond gut health and now into brain. I think this category that's so under or overlooked. Brain, in terms of anxiety, depression, those seem to be the two common ones that just come up. Chronic anxiety, chronic depression, etc. Brain fog, maybe that's even more common than anxiety or depression. But alertness, recall, memory, all of those things that are important to all of us. We want to be able to focus. We want to be able to like get more done, be more productive, have better levels of concentration. And while there's nutrition that helps that, like there are specific vitamins and minerals that are always important for the brain. There's amino acids. There's these other herbs and things like that that are good for the brain, right? But when it comes to the microbiome, they've done enough clinical work, or there's enough clinical data to support that those with a lot of hostility and anger, depression, anxiety, you name it, they are deficient in specific microbiota. There's contents in their intestines that they're just they're just void of. They're deficient. And so when you're able to repopulate that, it can make a difference. That's where like a brain probiotic like ZenBiome Cope by Microbiome Labs or Neurobiome, that's where they come into play, because the biochemists or the scientists from either of those companies have done their due diligence over so many years to find out which bacteria works the best for the brain. They put that all together in the right ratios, and it's there to help your adolescent that's having trouble focusing in school, or someone else that has chronic depression or whatever. Somebody who has signs of pre-dementia, other neurodegenerative issues. So it's one thing to detox. There's been a lot of emphasis on detox, cellular detox the heavy metals from the brain, and get rid of the parasites from your brain. But once you do that, it's like, then what? What's the maintenance? What is the next step of what are the next actionable steps? Okay, great. You have a cleaner brain. That's fantastic. What are you going to do now to restore, to regenerate it? And so you can do that with nutrition, and you can do that with the microbiome.
Yeah. And as you're talking here and bringing in all these pieces, that's what I do when I'm protocoling. So say I'm sitting at a conference and they're going over the mechanism behind leaky gut, leaky brain. And they're showing like all the different components that play a role into it. It's like, okay, I'm going to cover all of these components in my protocol. Yeah. So when I talk about sleep, one of my big protocols for sleep is to replenish the GABA, the neurotransmitters in the brain, to lower the the cortisol levels at night with adrenal supplements, and then to actually balance out the blood sugar. Why? Because I was sitting in a conference and they talked about those 3 mechanisms all playing a role on sleep. So what did I do? I just converted it into the clinical world, and I said, okay, what has GABA? Well, Calm does. What's an adrenal support supplement? GA, or the new one, Mitogenic. Then the third component is the blood sugar. How can I help that? Sinulan. So now if someone has sleep issues, I'm going to throw in those 3 together inside their plan. And that's how my brain works when it comes to protocoling. It's like I'm just going to sit here and piece all together these pieces where, if we're talking about anxiety and depression, and you're saying 95% of serotonin and dopamine are produced by bacteria in the gut. Well, I got to affect those bacteria then, rather than just giving myself serotonin or dopamine. When I affect those bacteria, I'm going to stimulate the hypothalamus. It all plays a role in it. And it's just like multiple facets that when you have that full-on combination approach, now you're going to get escalated results and faster because you're approaching it from every different angle, not just 1 or 2.
I love that. That is that's where supplements becomes very fun, when you can bundle things and you can protocol things. And as you're able to successfully categorize that, so where you knew what the main go-tos are pertaining to blood sugar, or the main go-tos are for neurotransmitters, it makes a big difference, rather than, hey, what's the best brain product? What's the best product for blood sugar? What's the best probiotic you have? What's the best fiber you have? It's like, there's so much more than that. And that's where, if you can tackle it from all angles, you're going to help that much more for somebody with PCOS. You're going to help someone who's struggled with weight loss resistance for so many years. You're going to help them if you're able to tackle it from those multiple angles, all angles.
Okay, if you've been listening to this and you're like, holy smokes, I don't even want to learn all this stuff. It can be overwhelming. Getting into the supplement world, it literally is biochemistry. Functional medicine is biochemistry. It was one of my favorite classes in chiropractic school, because it, to me, is just functional medicine. It was all biochemistry. Well, I have great news for you, because you can pick Mike's brain and you can pick my brain. I don't know why I'm having to clear my throat all the time. So, that Mike is knowledgeable. He knows everything there is to know about the supplement world and supplements. So if you want to bypass that, like myself, I know one supplement line really good, really well. And by the way, when I say supplement line, I mean 40, 50 things in that supplement line, not the whole thing. I guarantee you there's supplements that they produce that I don't even know exist. Especially as they're getting into new ones. But the whole world out there, I'd said you could spend hours Googling and researching and all the supplements. Mike and I are here to save your time. And we're here to save your money. And we're here to help you get better results faster with your patients. But also to help you make business easy. And we've created a brand new membership called the If Factor membership. IIF stands for Impact, Income, and Freedom. We want to help you get more of those things inside your business, more impact, more income, and more freedom. And inside this membership is the platform in which we have chosen to do that. So go to drkylieburton.com/membership and come join us. Doors will be closing sometime early August, closing for a while. So make sure you're not only join us before then, but join us at the soonest you can, because that prices are going to change the longer you wait. But you can pick Mike's brain. You can pick my brain about all things business, marketing, mindset, and money. Those 4 things are my jam. And then you've got some trainings coming through us. And those trainings will only be available inside this membership. So come check it out. the If Factor membership, and we'd be honored to have you. Right, Mike?
We would be honored to have you. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun.
A lot of fun and time saver and money saver. And it's just like you've got two brilliant brains to pick. Come pick them and get training specifically from us for this membership. And if you're a practitioner, this is where you should be. If you are a patient or you're not a practitioner, we got something coming up for you too. We're going to share on a later episode. So stay tuned. All right, Mike, where can we find that membership again?
What's that? I'm sorry. You cut out.
The URL to the membership.
So the URL to the membership, Dr. Kylie Burton /membership.
Yeah, drkylieburton.com/membership.
drkylieburton.com/membership.
That's the membership for practitioners. Patients, stay tuned. Yours is going to be on bloodworkspecialist.com. See ya.
The health coaching certification program that I recommend is Functional Diagnostic Nutrition, or FDN. You can get started anytime. So grab the $250 off code from the show notes and go to fdntraining.com/Dr. Kylie and get started. Don't wait any longer. Make 2023 your year. Do this for you, your family, and for those you're about to help. fdntraining.com/Dr. Kylie. Ready to have all of your blood work compiled in one location where you can easily read it all together? Well, go grab my book, Why Are My Labs Normal, on Amazon. Grab it, learn how to read your own labs, and take the power back in your hands, because your normal blood work is loaded with answers. You just got to have the right person reading it, and the right person can be you. Go grab it on Amazon, Why Are My Labs Normal by Dr. Kylie Burton. Leave a review, and we'll see you on the next episode.